Hello friends. So as you know, we have started with a new lesson of science 1, which is chemical reactions and equations. We had learned the introduction of it. So today we'll be continuing with the topic and trying to explore more the lesson. So let us begin. So today we will be starting with this. Here this is the second page of a lesson. Here some statements are given. We'll be analyzing it and decoding it. Okay, let us start. A physical change take place due to change in the parameters such as temperature, pressure. Often a physical change is reversible. The composition of the matter remains the same in a physical change. For example, ice is transformed into water on heating and water is transformed into ice on cooling. On the contrary, if the composition of matter changes during a process, then it is called a chemical change. When we call a particular process or phenomena as a chemical change, some chemical reactions are taking place in the concerned matter. So, in this first para, what they want to say is that they have given just a kind of differentiation between physical changes and chemical changes. Means what are the differences between physical change and chemical change means, and they have given us an example that when ice gets transformed into water on heating, when we apply heat to it, and that same water gets converted into ice on cooling it. But if the composition of matter changes during the process, then it means, if I had told you the definition of chemical change, it said in chemical changes the composition of the matter changes completely, and in physical changes the composition of matter does not change. So that is only told here that in physical change just the physical properties changed and they were reversible, but in the chemical change the composition of the matter changed and it was irreversible. That's what they want to tell in this first paragraph. The next paragraph: a chemical reaction is a process in which some substances undergo bond breaking and are transformed into a new substance by formation of new bonds. See, what they have told here, that in a chemical reaction, uh, chemical reaction is a process in which some of the substances which are going through the chemical reaction, they undergo a breaking process. Means their bonds get broke, and their molecules or atoms start moving away a bit and are transformed into new substance. So as their bonds are broken up, they also transform into a new substance. For example, if in this suppose this is a structure, and this the bonds are made, the bonds are made, therefore the structure exists. If its bonds will broke up, see, this was the structure, its bond broke, it became like this. So from circle it became a hand. That's what they want to tell from this, that if the bonds break, it changes into a completely new substance. The substances taking part in chemical reaction are called reactants, whereas the substances formed as a result of chemical reaction by formation of new bonds are called products. Means what they want to tell is that the substance which is taking part, means on which the chemical reaction will take place, is known as reactant, and the outcome or the conclusion which we will get of the chemical reaction is known as the product. This will help you in the balancing chemical reaction. So this you needed to know. For example, formation of carbon dioxide gas by combustion of coal in air is a chemical reaction. See what they have told here: formation of carbon dioxide gas. Carbon dioxide gas is nothing but CO2 by combustion of coal in air is a chemical reaction. Means C plus O2 gives CO2. That's what they want to tell. If you convert a statement into a chemical reaction, you will get this. Now in a reaction, coal, carbon and oxygen from air are the reactants, while the carbon dioxide is a product. As you came to know, means C and O2 got combined to form CO2. And a chemical reaction is represented by writing a chemical equation. You can see a chemical equation written over here. See, Zn plus CuSO4 gives ZnSO4 plus Cu. This was a chemical reaction which I had written just as an example for you. So the next thing which we are going to learn is chemical equations. Now you can balance a chemical equation, you can understand the different type of chemicals, etc., but the most important thing in the whole is chemical equation. They are very important in order to balance, in order to understand the properties, in order to understand their characteristics. These chemical equations are very important, and also that how the changes take place. So let us first look at a chemical reaction. In the activity 2, this is the activity 2, a colorless solution of zinc, this is zinc, colorless solution of zinc sulfate, sorry, ZnSO4, is formed on adding zinc dust to a blue copper sulfate solution. This equation can be written in brief as follows: aqueous solution of copper sulfate plus zinc dust is aqueous solution of zinc sulfate plus copper, and along with the heat, this is a exothermic reaction, means it releases heat, it does not takes the heat. If it would have taken heat, it would have become an endodermic reaction, endothermic reaction, so now the representation of a chemical reaction is in a condensed form. This is known as a condensed form. Using chemical formula is called the chemical reaction equation. This is a chemical equation. In the above equation, copper sulfate and zinc are the reactants. These two are reactants. They react with each other to form copper particles, and a solution of colorless zinc sulfate ZnSO4 as the products having totally different properties. Means what they want to tell is that these both combine to form these both. The ionic compound in the reaction CuSO4 breaks, and the ionic compound in the product ZnSO4 is formed during the reaction. See what I told you, the bond between Cu and SO4 broke, and the same bond SO4 made with Zn, so it became ZnSO4 and Cu became alone. Now let us see writing of a chemical equation. So now very important topic, writing of a chemical equation. Let us see the conventions. Conventions are nothing but rules followed while writing a chemical equation. First, in a chemical equation, the reactants are written on the left hand side while the products are written on the right hand side. This you would have made up from this equation only, that reactants are on the left hand side and products are on the right hand side. An arrow heading towards the product is drawn between them. The arrow indicates the direction of the reaction. Means this arrow indicates the direction of the reaction. Means these both combine to form these both. Now if the reactants or product of two or more, they are linked to a plus sign between them. For example, the equation 2 has a plus sign drawn in between the reactants CuSO4 and Zn. Similarly, a plus sign is drawn between the products of Zn and ZnSO4 and Cu. Now, to make the chemical equation more informative, the physical states of the reactant are indicated in the equation. Means either they are in the aqueous form, they are heated, or they are solid, liquid, or gaseous. All are told. So their gaseous, liquid, and solid states are indicated by writing the letters G, L, and S. G means gaseous, L means liquid, and S means solid, respectively, in the brackets. Moreover, the product is gaseous. Instead of G, it can be indicated by an arrow pointing upwards. Means if you draw an arrow like this, it will indicate that for example, this Cu is a gas. If you want to, it's not in real, it's not a gas, but just if you want to represent it as a gas, you can write an arrow over here. Now if the product formed insoluble solid in the form of precipitate, then instead of S, it can be indicated by an arrow pointing downwards. Means if you have to indicate any element which is precipitate, you can do this by how you can do this? You can do this by showing an arrow next to it pointing downwards. Now when reactants and product are in the form of solution water, they are said to be present in aqueous solution state. The state is indicated by putting a letter aqueous in brackets after the formula. Thus, the equation 2 is written as equation 3 shown below. See, CuSO4. This is the what do you call it? Equation. This is the combination of two elements. it is in aqueous form, plus zinc Zn, which is in solid state. An arrow showing the direction of the reaction, ZnSO4, which is aqueous, plus Cu, which is solid. Now, fourth one, when heat is to be given from outside to bring about a reaction, it is indicated by a sign delta written by the arrow. Means if we want to show heating taking place while the combination is happening, while the reaction is happening, then we put up a delta sign above the arrow. Similarly, the fact that heat is released during the reaction, means if heat is released during this reaction, then it is also written after the equation. Now, it is necessary to fulfill certain conditions. Means if you want a chemical reaction to take place, there should be some specific condition in which they take place. For example, specific temperature, pressure, catalyst, etc. Now, catalyst, I would like to tell you something about catalyst. Catalysts are the substances which either speed up or slow down the reaction. Okay, so now these conditions are indicated by below or above the indicating the direction of the reaction. For example, the reaction of vegetable oil takes place at temperature 60 degrees Celsius with hydrogen gas in presence of Ni, nickel catalyst, and are written as follows. I'll show you. See, here it is shown vegetable oil liquid plus H2 gas at 60 degrees Celsius. Nickel is the catalyst. We get vanaspati ghee. Now, special information or some names, means for example, copper on reaction with concentrated nitric acid gives reddish colored poisonous nitrogen oxide gas. So Cu plus 4HNO3 gives CuNO3 twice aqueous plus twice NO2 plus twice H2O. Same with other one. So friends, that is it for today. Today we learnt a lot about chemical reaction and their equation. So hope you got to know something from this video. Do like the video, share with your family and friends, and also subscribe to the channel. You can put in your questions below down in the comment box so that we can help you out with the we can help you out to get the solution of your question or your query. So thanks for watching and bye bye.